music, and more. You never know what you're going to see on KCWI 23 HD.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the program. It is time for Sheree Clark and Fork in the Road, and juicy topic here this morning as we're going to be talking about juice. Now, you remember back in the 70s, we first learned of the benefits of juice with one Anita Bryant. See if you remember this.
Talking bird. He's a thinking bird. He thinks orange. Watch. You're so smart, little friend. Natural orange juice is rich in vitamin C. That's so important to good nutrition. So drink pure orange juice from Florida. You can buy it many ways and in many brands. And it costs only pennies a glass. Orange juice with natural vitamin C from the Florida Sunshine Tree. Visit Orangeburg and the Florida Sunshine Tree at Walt Disney World. And remember, breakfast without orange juice is like a day without sunshine.
See that?
Why can't commercials be like that?
And a day without sunshine is like night.
Like night. But of course, Sheree, I have a funny feeling you would agree that juice is very important.
Yes.
But I would also probably have a tendency to lean toward the fact that some of the juice that we see, the concentrates, for example, not necessarily your favorites.
Not at all. No, there's usually added sugar. There's always preservatives because there has to be, they're shelf stable. When you're doing a concentrate, like that comes in a can and you have to have add water, it needs to be reconstituted. So the best juice you can do is juice you make yourself.
Okay.
So let's talk. I've got several different juices for you today.
So you feel a beautiful collection.
Yes,
here.
yes, yes. So let's start with the orange one.
Orange.
And the orange one is a really nice little blend. I'm going to let you guess what the ingredients are.
Oh, are you? Okay.
2 ingredients. And while you're doing that, I'll remind you that when you're looking for a juicer, there's several different kinds. And so what you want to do is, isn't that delicious?
Well, it's got to be carrot.
Yeah, carrot's easy, yeah.
Yeah. And then there's one other flavor. I want to see if you can get it.
I'm almost thinking celery.
There's something to sweeten it a little bit.
Uh-huh.
Stevia?
Nope. It's a vegetable. It's bell pepper. Red bell pepper. Red bell pepper.
Okay, now that you say that, I can
now
taste
you
it.
can tell.
So where's the sweet coming from?
It's bell peppers are sweet, and so are carrots.
Oh, wow.
Not sweet like a fruit would be, but very sweet.
Yeah, carrots have sweetness to them, yeah.
So when you're buying a juicer, I used a centrifugal juicer to make your juice today. It's fast, it's easy to clean because I was making 3 different kinds and a variety of different things. So I like that. So when you're buying the juicer, the first thing that you need to do is think about how you're going to use it, how much juice you're going to make, and how much time you're willing to spend in the kitchen. One of the reasons I like my juicer, the one that I used for you today, is it's got a big feeder tube. So I can put in whole pieces. I can put an entire apple in there without cutting it up.
Oh, wow.
If you have to cut up your apple, it's going to take longer, and you may choose not to juice.
I got one on your recommendation. I love that thing.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
The one that you got, I love, yeah. And it's fast, efficient, and easy to clean. That's the other thing that's important
really
to me.
easy. Yeah.
Exactly.
And I think the benefits are pretty obvious, but by using 2 simple ingredients and that's all that's in here, you're having a lot more healthy options here as opposed to sugars and other things that might be added to
Right, and you also, the other thing to be practical, you don't run the danger of making something that tastes awful and then you look at it and you go, I just wasted $8 in produce and I don't like the taste of it. Simple blends to me are oftentimes the best. Instead of adding a complicated, it's not a salad.
Now, are there any water? Is there any water in this, or is it just juice
It's
itself?
just juice.
Okay.
But you raise a really good point. When I'm doing something that has a lot of sugar in it, if I'm doing, for example, orange juice, I will oftentimes dilute it because it's got so much sugar. I really want to pull some of that away so that it isn't this big sugar rush and sugar crash. So, but you can add ice if you want, if you like it colder.
Really
I typically don't, but you liked that, didn't you?
I hit down that pretty quick.
My body's jumping up and down right now.
Okay, so what else do we have?
All right, so the green one in the fancy glass, that is a green lemonade. So
That smells awesome.
It's
Green
lemonade, which the key, there will be a hint to you.
Love that.
There's a little lemon in there.
Yeah.
And you can taste also, because it's got some sweetness to it, I sweetened it with a fruit.
Spinach?
Spinach is in there, actually, but the sweet part is from the apple.
Oh, it is?
Yes. And
Well, there's
I
a
use-
tang to that. So that's the lemonade
There's
side of it.
lemon.
Okay.
And I put the whole lemon in there. I don't take the skin off.
That's the rind. You can taste the rind.
Ooh, that is a lot of tang.
There's a little salty taste in there.
There's celery.
Okay.
Yeah. So you have your palate has gotten much more refined.
Well, I'm good at detecting salt.
Yes, you are.
'Cause I love it.
So I've also put in some Swiss chard because I wanted to get a variety of greens.
Really?
There's also a little bit of kale. So I did put in quite a few different ingredients, but I had a few leaves left from this salad and a few leaves that left from that recipe, so I can throw those all in, and it's beautiful and green and so good for you.
That is really good, too.
I do that instead of
refreshing.
coffee sometimes in the morning. It truly gives you a buzz. You made a reference
Really?
to it. Yeah.
Well,
Not-
lemon, right? Kind of gets you going.
It's to me, it's all the nutrition. It's just going into your bloodstream, and it just makes you feel so good and alive and rehydrated.
My muscles are getting bigger right now.
I can see that happening.
boy.
Okay,
the
so
whole
let's not
here in
talk
a
about that
second.
anymore. Let's move on to a very, very bright juice we have here.
Yes, and that is also another 2-ingredient juice. So I'll let you take a sip of that. And I ended with that one because it's the little bit
It
of the
smells a little sweeter, yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Oh, that's
A
good.
beet of some sort.
There's
beet in
beet,
there.
yep. And the color would be a dead giveaway. If you used a different color beet, there are orange beets, for example, it wouldn't look quite like that.
Orange juice?
But orange juice is there.
Or
you
oranges,
go.
I should say.
You know what this needs?
I was going to say, we do have vodka back there.
We have the ingenious
It's in the
vodka guy
refrigerator.
here.
I saw
Oh, all right.
it. Yeah, the no hangover vodka, great.
Yeah.
So
That would be
That's
really good. This is very good. You're a salty tooth. I'm a little bit more of a sweet tooth, so I'm drawn more to something like
And I
this.
like the sourness.
well, there you
I
go.
love
I
that
hit all the
green one.
palettes.
You hit all
here.
the palettes here
Yep.
today.
Well, and here's the thing. You can do anything that you want with yours. And here, another thing I want to remind you, the big thing people will say to me is, I made a juice, it was terrible, I didn't know what to do, I threw it out. Don't throw away your juice. If you make a blend and it's not good, there's several things that you can do to save it. First thing I would try is to throw in an apple. A lot of times if it's too tart or too sour, an apple will help correct it.
Oh.
Another solution is lemon. Whole lemon in there will many times, like you've gotten the lemonade hit. The other thing is herbs. Don't forget, we can juice things like mint and cilantro, parsley. You could even put a little bit of ginger in there, and that's always a nice taste. And then finally, if you don't like the blend that you've got, for example, in the carrot one, a sprinkle of cinnamon would be really nice on that. Stir that through, and it changes up the flavor. So there's a multitude of ways to save a mistake if you have one.
Now, do you recommend definitely getting a juicer, or if you have a high-powered blender, would you be able to
You can
do something with
technically
that?
extract juice using a high power blender, but here's why I don't recommend it.
Okay.
Because it's inconvenient. And because anytime I tell people to do things that's inconvenient, that's
They don't
healthy,
do it.
they don't do
They'll
it.
do it once or twice, and then that's it.
Right. So everything that I recommend is healthy, good for you, tastes good, and is easy. That's the key.
I want to
like it.
recommend, and you turned me onto this, a documentary called Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead.
Yes.
And this was an Australian man who made it and kind of juiced his way across America. But there's a big chunk of that centers around a guy from Northwest Iowa who was a
Right.
trucker.
Phil.
And they follow him as he loses tons of weight and feels so much better. And
Just
there
from
really
juicing.
is something to this.
There
It's
truly
really good
is.
for you.
And it doesn't have to be all or nothing. It's not like you have to just juice and then that's all you're doing. You can, and many people do, and that's what Joe Cross did in the movie that you're referring to. But it's a really great addition to your plan. It's one way to get more nutrition in. So if we're talking about making baby steps on the road to health, one baby step is to add juice.
Do you have a place to get recipes? I know you're always amazing about doing that, but I'm not good at just throwing things together and making it taste good. So I'm one of those, like, tell me what I need to put in there until I get started and get comfortable.
Yes, and I'm happy to give people juice recipes if they contact me. There's also a lot of free online, just Google juice recipe, or what I like to do if I've got ingredients, if I have a lot of melon left over or a lot of bell pepper, I'll just Google bell pepper recipe juice, and then it'll come up.
And the ideas will pop up. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, now if people want to keep up with you, how do they do so?
They would go to fork-road.com. You can contact me also by phone at 515-249-2992. And I hope that if people want recipes for juices or for other things or just want to communicate, that they'll reach out to me.
Yeah, you're wonderful about getting back in touch and definitely helping us take steps towards a healthier future.
My goal now is to just one more time in my life see my abdominal muscles again, even if it's just for a couple days, just to say goodbye. And,
Well, I'll bring you some more juice, and you can just,
Yeah.
we'll get you there.
You can work on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
All right, thanks for being here.
right.
We'll be
Cheers,
right back.
everybody.
Got to finish these up.